Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Zay, holding it down here. We are back and better than ever for another video. And today we're getting serious because one, we have a collared shirt and clearly this shirt means a lot of business and we're serious on this channel. Two, your boy's sitting down on the seat, so that means things are gonna get real over here because today we're gonna be breaking down the reaction and analysis from everyone around the world when it comes to the Hentaivirus. Okay, so after our extensive research, it turns out this has nothing to do with hentai at all, and that's a bit of a bummer because I did tons and tons and hours and hours and hours of research on hentai. It turns out there's no virus involved. Listen, it's called the Hantavirus, for those who are unaware about this new pandemic, this new disease that's going to take over the world. And I mean that sarcastically, obviously, but the way that the news and media has been treating this virus has been fascinating, right? Because it almost feels like they are a YouTuber that has perfected the craft of clickbaiting people. And I really want to start with this idea in general, right? Where news media, I really feel, has invented and perfected the art of clickbaiting before YouTube did, because I feel like YouTube's red cloud thing, right, over its time in the world and throughout its existence, right, the idea of being clickbaited by a thumbnail started on YouTube because people would just throw hot girl here or PS5, remember, and it was a random box looking thing and people were, oh my god, the PS5 just leaked on YouTube, we gotta see it. Then you would click it and then it would be nothing and be like an old trailer for a PS3, or it'd be new movie trailer drops and it's some random like version of what you would probably equate to being a Tubi version of something that would be on the set of YouTube video. So YouTube had really perfected the craft of clickbaiting. But when I was really thinking about this earlier today, because I was seeing a lot of headlines and reactions over the past week, and I was fascinated about how they were treating this, because as you would say, the way they would phrase things, right, it'd be like deadly virus, Americans caught in there, people infected, cruise ship, now they're going back to America and then they're gonna infect you, your family, should we be worried? And this is the fascinating thing too, right, where you had a lot of these news media outlets, so I'm not even singling out one of them, ABC, NBC, Fox, CNN, the Young Turks. Actually, I have not watched the Young Turks as of late, but maybe they are doing it, who knows. But the idea that a lot of these places were doing the same thing, where they were leading you in with the idea of, oh my god, new pandemic coming, do I have to quarantine? And that's how they would phrase it, right, where it was parallels to COVID and we should take it seriously and it's going to infect the whole country and it can be easily transmittable. That is not the case at all. But the interesting thing too is that all these news outlets were bringing on similar experts within the field of this virus and people that are familiar with how viruses spread and everything that, and the constant reaction from the experts, because I think sometimes we forget in society, maybe we should just listen to the experts on this one. But they would bring these people in and they all had the same exact answers.
The average person has no reason to worry. This Andes hantavirus has spread in limited amount from human to human. We do know about these clusters, but we have seen no evidence of anything but needing close contact for this to happen. This is not COVID. This is not passing someone in a hallway, in an airport, outside in a stadium and getting infected. This is, every case can be explained either through the original rodent exposures that are happening as we speak in South America, or through close contact with a sick person. And these folks who are coming off right now, first of all, they're not sick. They're asymptomatic.
And then when you would have these people get these answers, they would hear it, right? They hear it multiple times because maybe they're doing a Monday show and a Tuesday show and a Wednesday show and a Thursday show and a Friday show. They have a podcast on a Wednesday and then an interview on a Thursday. Like, they are familiar with what is going on, but they were still framing it as if, oh my God, we need to treat this like this is going to end society. So then we're doing these weird monitors of, okay, what would happen if these people entered the country again? What vehicle would they take? Would they take a bus? Are they on the bus? Is this the bus? We're getting live footage of a bus containing everyone that is on board the original cruise liner. all the positive infected people of the hantavirus are going to be on this bus, and we're going to see it transported into somewhere in Nebraska. It looks like Lincoln. Here we have the Oh, what's that? Nobody's in the bus. That's just what a bus looks like. Okay. All right. Okay, so they're still on the. They're on the bus. So they're not on the bus. They're on the cruise ship. Gotcha. So this entire thing was for nothing. You just have us pointing a camera at what a bus looks like. Okay, great. Great time to be in the news media. And then it'd be like super dramatic, where it'd be like, it's so busy. It's like a random shift. So it'd be, here's like an example that I saw, and it is hilarious to me. The transition from happy good time to, oh my god, what the hell is going on right now? I just want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, except for those people who are on the cruise ship and got hantavirus and are potentially going to kill our entire society. And then of course you get into like these debate shows, right, where it's like first take for news media, and you have people arguing with each other. Should these people be allowed to be on the boat still? Should they be stuck on the cruise ship? You know what we should do? Blow them up. This is a real concern, and the fact that we aren't attacking this like we should, we need to be aggressive here. We need to take them down. When you're looking at this cruise ship, I think there's only one logical solution. We need to bomb them. I couldn't disagree with you more. I think it has to be slower, torturous. We really have to beat the disease out of them. So what I'm thinking is if we waterboard every single person on this boat in order to really defeat the disease. Guys, I think we're really, we got a break here, but there's a ton to get into. Coming up next, will we or won't we nuke the cruise ship containing the hantavirus? But I don't want to view this as a shame on the people for believing this, because I think people naturally have a concern for what's going on around them. Listen, we just went through a pandemic. It's now technically labeled an endemic, I believe, at this point, which means it's consistently present but managed rather than a pandemic level crisis. So it's no longer a pandemic with COVID. We're in an endemic, so we understand what's going on here. Like, we've lived through a pandemic at this point, so the idea of another one possibly happening is naturally concerning. So anytime somebody sees disease, viral outbreak, Americans on board, like, there's a natural concern, I think, with most people, like, oh my god, it's happening again, like, we just got out of it, how can we do this one more time? Is this, and then you get conspiracy theories like, oh my god, they're planting diseases everywhere. So I think what doesn't help, obviously, is the way that the media has been treating this, despite knowing this is not a secretive information. It's not like this is groundbreaking news. It was very early on where they had these experts come onto these shows and set the table saying, this is not another COVID. But then the way that the media has been treated, as the example shown before, clearly I own the rights to all of these media outlets. As the examples before, where they were treating it as if it was something that you should be concerned about, that's something that you should be thinking about on a daily basis, that the potential of spreading is going to happen and you're going to have to deal with it. And this is going to be, remember what you did in COVID, you're going to have to relearn it all over again. So I think that has been the most frustrating thing about this. And I think that's been the annoyance with, I think, news media outlets for a long time at this point, where, once again, relating back to the perfecting arts of clickbaiting, they've been doing it, and they have been doing it at an all-time high right now when it comes to this Hentaivirus. Once again, a bit of a bummer, no hentai involved. Shout out to hentai. But that has been the annoyance, I think, for me, and I think for a lot of people. And then, unfortunately, you have people that, let's just be honest, they're dumb, they're stupid, and naturally they hear one thing on one station and they run with it, and they never fact check anything, they never Google anything, they never want to hear any other perspective because this news anchor is their favorite, and we've somehow teamified news media where it's like Eagles versus Giants is CNN versus Fox. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, the news media just needs to be held accountable. I don't need to be entertained by the news. News to me should be boring. I shouldn't be rooting for anyone involved in this situation. I should go watch the news when I need to know what's going on around me, and I shouldn't feel like, man, that was a fun show. The same thing I feel about that is how I feel about politics. I think politics are at its best when they're incredibly boring. Like the way that the world has been operating the past 10 years, especially in the United States, has been nonstop chaos, distraction, comedic timing from people. Like it's been an absolute nightmare, which has been so frustratingly annoying, especially in the world of politics, where you would think we should just be having boring conversations. Everything gets done when everyone's a little bit bored, right? The fact that we have so many people kind of trying to compete for the entertainment side of your brain instead of just, I don't know, helping this country become better has been, once again, an incredible frustration. And the news media has been operating in the same exact way. Now, obviously, they have to reach certain quotas. They have to make money, and they have to sensationalize things for people to watch and watch more and more and more. And the idea that they could go back and get those COVID numbers from TV ratings that they used to have, because obviously during the COVID pandemic, everyone was tuned in to these news networks to find out where are the outbreaks at, where are the high number percentages, what are we supposed to do when we go out in public? Can we return to the public? When am I going to go back to my job? I just got laid off. What are other job alternatives? Naturally, people go to those news networks and they learn about what's going on because there's that inherent trust. But now, I would like to think most people aren't falling for the sauce here and they're not glued in 24/7 when it comes to what the potential outbreak's going to be. Am I going to be infected, despite everybody once again saying that this is not going to be a big deal? I think it's unfortunately not going to happen. And I think some people, not everybody, but I think there is going to be a natural amount of people that are going to be panicked by this and going to do stupid things. But this is where we live in 2026. Now, listen, I can't blame a lot of people for thinking like, oh my gosh, at first glance thinking, oh my God, this is going to be it's part 2 type of thing. Listen to the experts. Let them tell you. Now, obviously, at some point, if there is a greater concern and the experts are like, well, hey guys, well, listen, or bad, it turns out pretty crazy, then we can have that discussion later. But I would like to believe the people that have dedicated their lives to studying viruses around the world know a little bit more than me with a communications degree from Montclair State University. Am I using said degree? In a part-time basis. Would I like to be more full-time? Absolutely. Is this me complaining about having to work 2 damn jobs again? Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. You like me sitting down or standing down? Okay, I get it. Why do I keep touching my hair? It's because I'm having a bit of a bad hair day. I haven't gotten a haircut in 2 months or so, so deal with it, brother. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Show me your best LeBron.
Oh, you know, liberal silencer?
I want to talk about the origins of this disease, right? Because I find it fascinating, right? So it's obviously on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship allegedly docks in Argentina for the passengers there, which Argentina, Buenos Aires, a bunch of great things you can do in Argentina. I'm sure there's a Messi museum, Maria Becerra's there, Kazu, Argentina. Shout out. Listen, I'm sure there's a lot of great things in Argentina. The president, a little bit on the interesting side. We'll see if they can save the economy there. I haven't done a bigger deep dive into them. I know a couple years ago I did some research about it, and it was a fascinating thing to see if they were able to get themselves out of the hole that they were in. So that is my take on Argentina. But it was interesting because this cruise ship docks in Argentina in like a small town, and they dock for passengers to explore a landfill to go bird watching, and that's allegedly how rats were able to infect the humans there. Is why? Okay, first off, cruises suck. I don't understand the idea of anyone purposely going on a cruise. It seems, one, you're stuck on that boat for what seemingly feels like forever. Two, you're on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean. We'd not seen the Titanic. I'm not getting on any type of boat. Big boat, small boat, mini boat, large boat, medium size. It doesn't matter. Me, no boat. You no boat. Me no boat. You no boat. I no boat. So I'm not going to get on a boat regardless of things. So I will never be on this situation. But I mean, the idea also of you taking a cruise ship and your destination is a landfill to watch birds? What's going on with that? Who signs up? How much are you paying for that? But also, cruise ships to me don't sound like fun because once again, you're on this little small, no, it's not small, obviously, they're very large, but you're stuck on this little boat for what seems like hours upon hours upon hours. This seems so miserable to me. Like, I could not imagine. And then you hear about how workers are treated there, and then you see a lot of people get sick on cruise liners, and a lot of people have very, very much terrible times. Now, clearly, there are people that love cruise ships and will live and die by cruise ships. And you shall not be trusted, and we should waterboard you like we do with anyone who has a positive reaction to hantavirus. Anyways, that's that.